Welcome to your Yoga Pilates class today. My name is Andrea. Thanks for watching this video and following along. Remember to listen to your body. Do what feels right for you. If you ever feel pinchy pain, you don't want to do that. If it just feels that ooh, ah type of release, go for it and enjoy. And feel free to reach out if you have any questions or comments after your practice. All right, so let's get started on the mat. So find your comfortable space. We'll start in tabletop position. So hands and knees. Stretch out those fingers, press into your palms. And let's warm our bodies up. So let's warm up our spines. We're going to scoop up and in, looking down. Good. Take a big breath. Open up. Exhale. Try to breathe in and out through the nose if you can. Opening up. As you exhale, scoop in. Think about drawing those abdominals in, opening up those shoulder blades, and inhale. Good. Continuing. Inhale. Exhale, rather. And inhale, open. Good. Coming to a neutral spine. Let's push back into those heels. Reach your fingers forward. Relax your head through your arms. Stretch those fingertips out. Really push back. You can use your hands to push back into your heels. Nice, slow, deep breaths. You can rock into this position a little, as long as it feels okay on your knees. Nice, deep breath into that lower back. Think about your tailbone reaching to your heels. Good. On your inhale, let's press up. Come back into that stacked position. So we're aligning the joints. Good. Let's take a big breath. Reach your arm up. Opening up. Exhale. Thread that arm through. And we'll come right back up. Inhale, open. And exhale. Good. Let's reset. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Make sure you start from that stacked position. Core is strong. Big breath in. Inhale, open. And exhale. Your eyes are going to follow that arm. Good. Come back into that table. Let's shake up the legs. Now release the hips a little bit. Shake up those wrists. Let's take one leg behind us. Now, when you're here, check that the hip stays forward. Draw your core muscles in, shoulders back, lengthen that neck. Nice big breath in. You're going to lift that leg coming up. Point the toes if you can. Keep that hip forward. Try and keep your weight right in the center. Pushing into those hands. And let's bring that leg down. Good. Roll up the wrists. Shake up the legs. And let's lift up that other side. So stack your joints. Nice strong table. Pull back, draw in, take that leg out, tuck your toes first. We'll feel that stretch through your calf, and then lift. Point, hips forward, press down, shoulders back. Keep breathing as you hold. Imagine reaching back, stretch those toes out. And we'll come in, good. You can have a seat back on your heels if that's not comfortable. You can just come up, and let's roll out the wrists. Should be feeling good. All right, releasing the other side, other direction rather, and shake it out. Okay, open up your shoulders. Let's take a big breath in. Exhale, pull those hands down. Let's do it again. Good. Reaching forward, let's tuck the toes, coming up into that downward facing dog position. Now in this position, how to find your alignment, you really want to start from that squared off table position. If you start too narrow, your downward dog will be too narrow. If you're too far out here, like in a plank position, you're going to be really extended in that down dog as well. So start stacked, lots of space, lots of length. Tuck those toes, feet and knees hip distance apart. Take a big breath in, and exhale, and up and away. Now when you're here, you can pedal those feet. Let's stretch out the back of the legs. Try not to shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, but pull them back and away. Abdominals scooping in, tailbone reaching to the sky. Try and relax your head through your arms. Really stretch out your fingers. And you can always take a peek, look up at the wrist, and see if there's a crease there. If there is, you probably have a lot of weight on your hands. So try and push that weight back, get rid of that wrist crease. Good, let's soften, try and bring both heels down. If they don't go there today, no problem. All good. Goals. Let's lift the tailbone up. Always keep a nice soft bend in the knees. You never want to lock. Let's bring it back down and sit back into the heels. Child's pose. Reach those arms out. Hips back. And lifting up. Good. All right, we're going to flip over. Come on to our bottoms. Bring the feet together. Let's open up the hips. So sitting tall. Shoulders back. You can just rock it out a little. Just release your neck a bit. Good. Let's open up our side body. So I'm going to reach across on one side here. Take a big breath in. Open the chest. Rotate. Open. And reach across. So really feel that extension from your bottom hip up and over. Feeling that lift through the shoulder blade, through that side body. Opening up the rib cage. Only reach as far as feels good for you. Good. And bring it up. You're going to take that same top arm. Rotate. If you can, reach as far as your knee. Great. Otherwise, no worries. Great to go for your ankle instead. Take your hand behind you. We're going to do a nice twist here. Open the chest. Now remember, we're just warming up, so be gentle. Good. Let's come in, keep that hand there. Go to the other side. So rotate. Look up if it feels right for you. And open. If it feels better for your neck, you can look down. You just want to get that opening. Lifting to the side body, nice extension. At the same time, releasing those hips. Good. We'll come up. Switch sides, so ankle or knee. Open, lift tall. Feel that extension through the spine and revolve. With every inhale, think about growing taller. Every exhale, scoop in and allow your body to open up. Into the center. We're going to scoop in. I don't often round in this position, but we will here to release the lower back. So scooping in, you're going to scoop, drop your chin to your chest, round, and come up. Good. This time we're going to push forward over those heels, open the chest with a smile, enjoy, and push those elbows down, press the chest forward, gently use those elbows on your calves to release. Tailbone reaches back, inner thighs, release. So you're happy with it. Good. All right, let's come up. Bring those legs in, shake them out, shake out those wrists. What we'll do actually to release those hips a little bit more, let's take those legs out. Now, instead of being exactly hip distance, I want you a little bit wider. You're going to have your hands behind you. Now let's release those wrists a little bit. So let's bring your wrists and shoulders. Let's bring your fingers out to the side. You're going to drop those knees side to side. You can let your cheek lift with it, but keep your hands down. And feel how it opens up and releases. Nice. Good. That should feel good. All right. Shake out those legs. Let's go back to that forward extension, but this time we'll have the legs out. So seated forward fold. Feel your tailbone reaching down. Feel those abdominals in, shoulders back. Hopefully I sound a little bit like a broken record because we want to keep going through that checklist. Let's sit nice and tall. Press your heels away from you. Nice, full, deep belly breath. Feel that extension in your back. Feel that reach through those heels. As you exhale, you're going to hinge forward from your hips and let those arms come down. Now, you can connect with the legs, the mat, the feet. It's up to you. Soften your elbows. Never force. And try not to bounce. Sometimes we think if we bounce, it's going to release. But instead, you just want to soften. So what does that mean? It means use your breath. Inhale and exhale. Your inhale lengthens. So imagine extending through the crown of the head, and your exhale deepens. Your elbows gently releasing will help pull you down a little further without forcing. Feel free, if it's too intense, definitely bend those legs, no problem. Now watch with your feet. Sometimes our feet turn in towards each other. Try to bring them so they're really opened and flat. You're going to feel that open up and stretch on the side of the legs as well. One more breath. And roll up. We're going to come down to the back here. We've done a lot of forward movements. Let's come down and we'll lift and open up those hips. Now, safest way to come down from your side. Let's stretch it out, find your positioning. Adjust, be comfortable. Okay, so bringing those feet down. Now let's check in. Hip distance apart. Shoulders are down and back. Arms are by your side. We're going to start lifting with a yoga bridge. Now there's a difference between a Pilates and yoga bridge. Focusing mostly on yoga today. What we'll do here, we want to push up as high as we can. So watch first, because once you're up, I don't want you turning your head. So bringing it in, feet are nice and close. You're going to connect with your core. So nice big breath. And exhale. One more time, inhale, knees and toes are in line, hip distance. And on your exhale, tuck your tailbone, peel your spine off the mat, press your hips up. If it feels good, you can walk your shoulders underneath you, and your hips are up, nice and strong. So if you haven't lifted up yet, come and join me. Pressing up, toes are in the direction of the knees, knees in the directions of the toe. Feel how your chest and chin come towards each other. You're opening up, lengthening right down the hips, out through those knees, pressing those hips up. Feeling that opening in the front of the body, feeling that strength in your lower back and glutes. Now if you had checked the shoulders, let's untuck them safely. And you're going to start to reverse the movement. So you're going to round and start to press down from the upper body, rounding in. Allow that spine to come down, tailbone touches, and bring those legs up. Nice. Let's rock it out. If that feels good for you, side to side, just massage the back. Enjoy the feeling, like gravity. Release your spine a little here. Good. Since we're here, let's get into those hips. So let's bring one leg down, bring the other leg up. Now check in here what we did the first time when we were here. We tucked the tailbone. So I want you to press the tailbone down here to give a nice flat back. Just like we had that leg extended in our forward fold, we're now pressing it up to the sky. And let's just point for a moment, feel that length, and then flex and press your heels far away as you can. Soft bend in the knee, no problem at all. Let's take that leg, fold it over. Opening up your hip, you're going to release that hip flexor. Now if this feels good, stay there. If you want more, you're going to drag that leg in. You can come up into a tabletop with that other leg, and you're going to feel how it's sensations in your hip. If you want more, you can push from the bottom leg, squeezing it in. You can keep that leg up, you can tuck it in, you can reach through if you want, if that feels right for you. So make sure the upper body stays relaxed. I'm going to keep mine up in a table right now. And I'm using this bottom leg to push in, and then with my top leg, I'm pushing against it. So they're squeezing towards each other. I'm opening this top knee. Good. I'm going to go a little bit deeper, pushing in. My tailbone goes down. And release. Take that leg back up. Give it a circle if you want. And other way. And let's bring it down. Just take a moment, release the legs. Big yawn, stretch. And shake it out. Release your hips. Wiggle your fingers. Maybe you did yawn. Whenever we say the word, it happens, right? So, let's make that pelvis neutral. Bring yourself flat. Tailbone connects. And we'll bring that other leg up. It's so interesting, sometimes one leg you can feel it's so much tighter than the other, so just embrace that, be aware of it. Let's flex, push that tailbone down, relax your upper body. And point the toes. And let's go a little bit further now. Press, really stretch that leg out. Nice. Now keeping that length, keeping that tailbone connected, we're gonna bend, open up without twisting or rolling the hip. So sometimes we kind of lean towards or drop the hip of that open side. Keep everything square, straight across. Good. So remember your first choice, you could just stay here. This feels good. Enjoy it. If you want to, just give it a second. Make sure you feel that support and balance. And if you want to, you can bring that bottom leg in. Doesn't have to go that high. Open up on the top, press from the bottom. Now you will feel your core working if your leg is further out. So let's press it in just enough so we feel the stretch, but we're not straining. Press that tailbone down. Now you can press it in a little bit more if that feels right for you. Relax your upper body. Remember, you can also reach through. Press your tailbone down, open the knee on top. Full deep belly breath. In and out through the nose. One more. And let's gently release. Good. Kick it up. Roll. I get my ankle just cracked a little there. All right. And I'll bring it down. Take those legs out, arms up. Flop those feet out. Shake it out if that feels good for you. Roll. Just big yawn. Ooh. Excellent. Okay, you can just flip over onto your front. And let's wiggle your hips back. So you feel your hip bones. Okay? Now let's pull those shoulders back. Fingertips in line with your shoulders. Belly button drawn in. Press into those tops of the feet. And then lengthen. Inhale up. And exhale, lengthen and lower. So you really want to think about lengthening. I'm just adjusting here a little bit on the mat. So I really want to pull my hips back, draw my rib cage in, belly button to the spine. Your tailbone, instead of flying up, you're trying to bring it forward. It's a little bit of a pelvic tilt. Good, long neck. Keep your eyes in line with you. So you can always watch first and then do it after to follow. Breathe in. And lengthen and lower. Belly button in. Try not to press into the mat to lift up. You're pushing with your hips, not your abdominals. Not the stomach. Lengthen. Hips forward. Lengthen through the spine. And try not to crank that head up. 2 more. Following the breath. Nice. And let's just release the back there, so let your heels flop out. Take your arms by your side and just let the head come down. And wiggle it out if you need to. Palms are up. Take your upper back, relax. Shoulders melt. Check in with your breath here. Might have started to pick up pace a little. Just try and connect. Relax. Good. All right, coming into a long weekend is where we're recording this. So if you're doing it then or over the long weekend following along, I want you to just, relax. We've had a lot going on the last little while, so let's just let our bodies release. So let's kick up that leg. You're gonna reach back, see if you can hold onto your ankle. Flex that foot if you can, square yourself up, and just keep your head forward to the mat. So you can support yourself, forehead to that hand. You can always make a fist and come up so your head's a little higher. Whatever feels comfortable for you, just keep your neck nice and long. So we're pressing that hip forward just like we did in that last lift. You're pushing into the foot of that bottom foot. Squeezing, lifting up. So really think about lengthening. Push through the knee of the bent leg. So it's like my knee's reaching behind me. I'm squeezing that heel in towards my buttocks. Pressing the hips forward. Now we're getting a nice stretch to the quadricep, the front of the thigh. If you want to work on strengthening the lower back a little bit more, you have the option. We'll go into a modified dancer's pose. So instead of, this is normally a standing balance pose, here we'll do it as a strengthener for the lower back without having to worry about balance. So big breath in, reach through those fingers, kick your foot into your hand, and we're lifting up. You're opening the chest and shoulders. Make sure you're not cranking the head up. Your head stays in line with you. Press out, kicking that leg out. Feel it open up. Make sure you don't twist. Keep breathing. Even though you hold the body, we're not holding the breath. And truth be told, we're not actually holding the body either. Lengthen, breathe, breathe, breathe. And release. Good. Bring those hands underneath you. You can press back into a child's pose or a downward facing dog. Whatever feels right for you. As a counter pose for the back. We don't want to stay here in that counter pose too long because we are going to do that same movement but with the other leg. I'm just going to flip around since we are using the other side. And let's come down onto the stomach again. Wiggle it out. Good. Remember, just enjoy. You're allowed to smile. I know it might seem silly just to smile when you're following along on your own, but it tells your body, hey, I feel okay. All right, so let's take that arm under, kick up. If you need to kind of twist to find it, go ahead. Okay, but then make sure you square yourself back off. Good. From here, let's kick into the hand. So flex, kick in. We're not going to lift up yet, but just use your arm to pull in, but your leg kicks out against that hand as you push your hips forward. And that's where you get that release in your quadricep. Make sure you can have a nice easy breath here as you hold. If the breath becomes forced or anything, then you need to back off that posture. Maybe reset. I'm just propping up here so I have space for the mic underneath me. Good. Keep kicking in. Use the breath to deepen. If you want to go further, add that reach. Let's take the arm out, thumb to the sky, shoulders pull back, engage that bottom leg, press into the top of the foot, big breath in, and lift. Keep breathing as you hold. Remember, eyes are looking forward slightly. We're not trying to crank and look ahead of us. We're just looking forward to the top of our mat or the top of your space. Keep breathing as you hold. Remember, if it's too much, you can always come down. Press the hips forward. Hips into the mat, belly button up. And release. And ear to the mat. Just let it flop down. Palms up, heels out. And let's counter pose. Downward facing dog or child's pose. There's no right or wrong in terms of which one. It's what feels good for you. Stretch out those fingers. Whichever one you're choosing, just make sure you want to use it to release. So you really want to release, but stay strong. I know those sound like they're countering each other, but they can work together. So if you are up and downward dog like I am, make sure your knees aren't falling in towards each other. Your hip distance apart. Feel the back of the legs open. Feel those hips lift, stretching your hamstrings, releasing your calves, opening chest and shoulders. And with your eyes, you're looking between those knees or up towards the belly button. Good. And we'll come down. All right, coming into a lunge. Feel free to grab a sip of water anytime you need to. Let's bring that foot in front. Your hips are facing forward. You can take that foot a little bit wider for balance, no problem. If you feel like you're sort of falling a little, just take that foot wider and it does help the balance. So square off that hip, drop those shoulders down, pulling that tailbone under, and we'll press. Checking in here, make sure you're aligned, knee and ankle. Now you can keep your hands forward, just try not to be collapsed over. You can keep one down, other one up. You can bring it behind. We're trying to help get that tilt. It's up to you. You can reach your arm to the sky. Whatever feels good where you stay open and support it. Make sure you relax those front toes. Breathe into that opening you're getting in the front of the body.
Drop the shoulders. You can even bring both arms up if you want. On the next exhale, let's pull those hips back. And you can bring your hands to your hips. Make sure you're still squared up. Pull those hips back. You're going to tilt like you're hinging forward over that leg. Nice. Feeling that back of the leg. We already released it a little, but we didn't stay necessarily in that hamstring stretch. Really pull the shoulders back. If you want more, you can always reach down. Just make sure if you go for it, you don't lose that posture. So keep a nice flat back if you're hinging. Check in with your hip positioning. Are you opening away from that leg? Square off towards that front leg. You can experiment with bringing your toes down. You might feel a little bit of release in the shin. So breathing into that extension back of the thigh. Tailbone is up. If the toes down, also feeling the frontal leg release. Let's bring it forward. You're going to walk that foot out to the side. Bring your hands in the center. Shoulders pull back. Check in with your knee for a second. Make sure it's not falling out. We will go there, but not yet. So first, you want to stay stacked. You're going to squeeze your arm into your leg into your arm. Shoulders are back. And now let it rock. You're going to open up to the side of that bottom foot. Shoulders back. Make sure we're not collapsing the arms. So really pull back, press into your hands. Stretch out those fingers. Push your hips forward. Let them be heavy. Keep breathing. Good. Let's pull the hips back. I'm going to kickstand, so I'm going to bring that foot around, staying on my knee, opening up my other leg. So you want to come into this position however you can in your space. Check in with your hips, level them off, and stack. Good. From here, check in with your foot. You don't want to be on the side of your foot. You're going to push. So you feel that stretch at the outside of the leg and pressing into the outside, baby toe side edge of the foot. Squaring off, you're going to reach forward. Press your hips back slightly if it feels good for you. And you can stay here or you can come down to those elbows. So coming down to forearms if you want. Keep your arms in sphinx position so you're not bringing them together. Drop those shoulders so they're square. Drop that hip. Feeling, breathing into those sensations or feeling that release in your inner thigh. You can always tuck the toes of that bent leg underneath you if you want to kind of create somewhere to sort of sit on. Make sure you're keeping that focus on the top leg, pushing, gently pressing that hip down. Feeling the stretch on the outside of the top leg and the inside near the groin. And let's lift up. You can just come back into a tabletop and release, or if you want to, press into your hands, tuck your toe, and you're going to lift up into a wide forward fold. Now that might have been a little too intense for you to come up in that position, so you can always come up, then take the legs wide and come down. Tilt forward, flat back. If it's not available to you to reach down, keeping your back flat, no problem, just keep your hands to your hips. Still same idea, press into the outside of that leg. If it feels right for you, you're going to work on walking your hands in between the legs. Point your elbows back. Shoulders strong. Keep the neck lengthening. Relax your head. Try not to stare at your hands or the mat. You're actually releasing the head, looking through the legs. Good. Walk your hands out. Soften your knees slightly. You can bring your hands to your hips. And we'll come up. Good. I'm going to switch. I'm going to bring that hip forward. And let's come down into that lunge on the other side. So you just arrange yourself however you're comfortable in your space. Remember, a little bit wider for balance. Pull the tail under. Open. Enjoy. Good. Now, your choice for hands. Make sure we're not leaning over the leg. It's about bringing that tailbone towards the mat, pressing, tilting to come forward. Yes. Again, watch. Try not to bounce. You got it. whatever feels right for you, for your upper body. If you have the arms up, maybe you're looking up, you're feeling the front of the body opening, you're feeling even the throat opening. Good, let's reach, let's lift up, push those hips back, and hinge forward over the leg. Good, feel free, you can reach down, make sure you're squared off. Whatever feels right for you. If it's too intense, like I came down there and I'm like, whoop, not quite ready for it. Let's play with bringing those toes down. Keep your hips pushing back. Good, so you'll feel how it transfers to the front of the leg a little bit. Make sure you're facing the leg. Just take time to be in this stretch, be in this moment. Focusing the breath, like you can visualize and bring it to where you feel those sensations. So we should feel a little bit of an opening, the back of the thigh, and the shin if you have those toes down. Remember, any pinchy pain, you back off. All right, let's come forward. Open that foot to the side. Squeeze it in first. So we're squeezing arm to leg, leg to arm. Pull it back. All right, rock it out. So you're on the side of that foot. You can see on the side here. Opening up, keeping your hands in, shoulders back. Press, let your hip be heavy. Good. Neck is long, shoulders back. And press up. All right, take it around. Or find your way to replicate this position in your space. We'll stack to start first. Make sure you're standing tall on that leg. So we don't want to be collapsing. We don't want to be reaching out here. So you're right on top. Press into that outside edge of the top leg. Shoulders and hips are level. Good. Let's press back, reach forward. Shoulders back. You can sit into it a little. Remember that option. You can tuck the toes of the bottom leg. If it feels good, come down. Check in that you are connected. What does that mean? Connect where you're feeling those sensations. Bring your breath into those spaces. Full belly inhales and exhales. Check in that you're not collapsing in the upper body, so really draw the shoulders away. Push that top hip down, press into the outside of that foot. Walk up, taking both legs behind. We're going to tuck the toes, lift up and back. Now I want you to walk your feet to your hands, hands to your feet, and you're in a forward fold. So feel free to have some space between your feet here. Hip distance apart. Make sure your toes are relaxed. You're relaxing your head. So the head is relaxed. Looking through those knees. You can rock forward and back if it feels good for you. Relax your head. If you don't quite make it down to the floor, no problem. And remember, you can also bend your legs as much as you need to. Feel your tailbone reaching to the sky. Breathe into that sensation all the way up to the back of the legs. Let's roll up to standing. Soften your knees, stack the spine. Reach up, big breath in. Opening up through the front of the body, press your hips forward, and exhale, come down. Good. We're just gonna come down onto the back again. We'll be wrapping up. Coming down safely. Remember, the best way is rolling from your side. Adjust, be comfortable. You can bring the knees in. If it feels good for you. And then we're actually going to open up our arms, palms face up, and you're going to bring your legs to the side. Now you could drop them from there if you want, or if you like, bring your feet down, lift up, kick your hips up to the side slightly, and and then let your legs fall down. So if you find that it's hard to get your legs all the way down, you definitely want to come in that way. Adjust as you need with your upper body. Your shoulders should be flat to the mat, palms are up, and just turn and look away. If it feels good, you can reach that opposite arm, reach a little higher. So it's like you're reaching up towards a diagonal. Keep the upper body, keep the arms resting on the mat. If you want to go deeper, bring that top leg, track it up a little bit higher, coming towards your shoulder. If you want as well, you can bring that hand on the top of the leg, and you're not really pulling, you're just letting that hand rest. And it's creating weight to deepen the stretch. We're in a reclining twist here. Just letting gravity release. Feel that stretch and release all the way to the side of the body. Twists are really great for the health of the spine and releasing lower back pain. Good for the internal organs if you want to think about that as well. Let's release that top hand. Bring the other arm back down. If you had it high, you're in a T position, and just roll it in. Take a moment. Square everything off first. Good. And then coming into the pose on the other side, your favorite way. So if you want to bring the legs up and drop them down, or we're going to kick up, kick to the other side, and bring those legs down. Now really check in. Both shoulders are square. So if you really are having trouble getting those legs down, don't worry about it at all. You just take a second, roll up safely, go and grab a blanket or a towel. You can put it either between the knees or underneath the leg of that bottom side. If you have a yoga block, definitely that works great as well. So we're just opening up. Remember, you could take that top arm up. If you want, track that top leg. And feel free if it feels right for you without pulling necessarily. Just use the weight. Feeling your hip reaching down, so all the way up, like where the seam of the pants probably is. Lifting up and away through those fingertips. Close your eyes if it feels good. Use that deepening of the breath to allow the body to deepen. You can go a little higher, just adjust. Wherever it feels good for you without fidgeting. We can adjust, but try not to fidget just for the sake of fidgeting. Good. Alright, release that top hand. Bring it out to the side. Bring the head square and center it out. So pick up those hips so you're square. Imagine and feel that spine nice and long again. Keep your tailbone down and bring those knees up. So watch that your hips scoop up. Press that tailbone down. Massage in the back. Squeezing in. You can flex those feet or point. Just squeeze in. Try not to be crossing. Have one hand to one leg. Let's kick those legs both out. Hopefully we're feeling a little bit more release and space in those hamstrings now. At the end versus when we began. And you can bring those legs down however you'd like. If you want a little bit of a core activation before we finish. You're going to pull those ribs together, pull your hips together. Point, and you're going to lower those legs down as low as you can without arching the back. Feel free, you can bend them and lower down, or just bring them one down at a time. Good. Coming into that nice extended Shavasana, or relaxation pose. If you have a few more minutes, please take them just to allow your body to rest. So you can take your legs out nice and long, feet flop, palms are out. If your lower back needs some love, take your feet a little bit wider than hip distance, and just let your knees fall in towards each other. So take a moment, find a comfortable position. If you want to just grab socks or a sweater first, make yourself comfortable, please do so. And then let's just relax, release. You're going to close your eyes here if you feel comfortable to do so. Just allow a natural breath without forcing the breath here. So the breath might become a bit quieter. Try and quiet your mind as well. Feeling supported by the floor and the mat underneath you. Using every exhale to soften, to surrender, just letting go. This is exactly where you need to be in this moment. Exactly what your mind and body needs, that you're choosing to give yourself. Allow yourself this time, giving yourself permission. Taking a minute, a moment for you. Taking a breath in and releasing it. Starting to bring awareness back. Wiggle fingers, toes. Just bringing movement back to the body lightly. You can reach those arms up ahead if you have the legs bent. We'll straighten them out here. Back to that big yawn, stretch, reach, wiggle, arch the back. And we'll bend the legs, one then the other, hugging your knees in. Still trying to get that tailbone down. Last opportunity, lengthen, stretch the spine. If it feels good, you can rock. Let's just bring those legs down to one side. Other arm extending out. Relaxing your head onto that bottom arm. Still just calm and taking our time. Noticing the mat underneath us, feeling supported. Maybe checking in, noticing how you feel now versus when you began your practice today. And with that note of positivity, I can gently press up into the hand to help you. Coming into a comfortable seated space. Shoulders back. I'm sitting on the heels. You can stay cross-legged, whatever feels good for you. Just have a nice tall spine. And let's finish with 3 nice strong breaths. Inhaling, opening the arms to the side. And exhaling, reaching forward. Give yourself a hug if you want to. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hug, or just reach forward. And one more time, all the way up. And just let those arms come down by your sides. And the hands
at your practice. Thank you for tuning in, following along. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful weekend, or whatever you have ahead. Just try and bring the calm strength that we connected and created today, or discovered within yourself today. Bring it with you. Thank you so much. Namaste. Awesome. I hope you guys are feeling good. Just remember, always listen to your body. Every day is a different day, different journey. You showed up for yourself. You did something, and that's what matters. My name is Andrea. I will see you